How very smooth. So how did the magician make himself levitate and prove that there are no wires by having the steel frame passed around him from every direction? Here are the secrets. The first secret is in the wall of corrugated metal. Hidden within the seemingly random patchwork of metal sheets is a flexible rubber panel with a slit down the middle. Behind the wall is a solid steel arm that's attached to this hefty forklift. While the beautiful assistants enter and distract our attention, the forklift operator is driving forward, pushing the arm through the slit panel that's directly behind the magician. There it goes. Attached to the front of the arm is a plate containing a powerful electromagnet. The next secret is this harness that is concealed beneath the magician's costume. On the back is another heavy-duty metal plate that rests over the small of his back. When the mechanical arm comes in behind the magician, the forklift operator flips this switch, causing the electromagnet to securely grab onto the plate. When the magician appears to be magically rising off of the floor, he's really getting a lift from the forklift operator. But if he's attached to the metal arm, how do the assistants pass the large solid frame around him? It certainly appears that he's not being supported from any direction. The secret here is in the frame. It is solid metal, except for this small section on one side that's foam rubber, painted to look like metal. The foam bends and snaps back into place once the arm has passed through. When the first two girls moved the frame toward the magician, they slowed down slightly to hand it off to the other girls. Without the magician in place, we see that slowing the movement allows them to make sure the arm clears the foam rubber section. See it clear, then snap back? Next, when the assistants push the frame around the magician to prove there's nothing on either side of him, they're really just pushing it from the front to the back wall, completely avoiding the support. From this angle, we can see that there is plenty of room on either side of the support arm. Next, the forklift operator gently lowers the magician back to the floor, and the illusion is complete. Floating with no strings attached is easy when you know the secret. Next, the magician has a classic trick using this red silk handkerchief. Note that there's nothing in his hand. The magician takes the handkerchief and, if you'll pardon the expression, stuffs it into the top of his closed fist. Now watch. When he pulls the red handkerchief out of the bottom, it's yellow. He continues to stuff the red handkerchief into his fist, and out comes more yellow. Now for the rest of it. It's completely changed color and his hand is empty. Let's see that again. He stuffs the yellow handkerchief into his empty hand, just as before. This time when he pulls it out, it's red. See? Red. Yellow. Yellow goes in, red comes out. All the way out, and his hand is empty. The perfect trick. Okay, so how did the magician make the silk handkerchief change colors just by passing it through his empty hand? Here are the secrets. When the trick begins, the magician shows us an ordinary red handkerchief. What we don't see is this little flesh-colored tube that's concealed in his other hand and contains the yellow handkerchief and nothing else. But how does he make the red go in and the yellow come out? Before the trick began, the magician stuffed the yellow handkerchief into the tube. Then he inserts the middle finger of his right hand into the tube in order to conceal it in his palm. The tube is hidden in his closed right fist as he shows us the red handkerchief. He He passes the red handkerchief through his empty left hand a few times to show it empty, then secretly transfers the tube from his right to his left. It appears that he's stuffing the red handkerchief into his left hand, but it's really going into the tube. See? The red goes into the top half, pushing the yellow out of the bottom. This creates the illusion that the handkerchief is changing color. Here we can see that he's simply pulling the yellow out of the tube as the red goes in. Ah, but how does he show us that his hand is empty? When he finishes stuffing the red handkerchief into his left fist, he secretly inserts his finger into the tube again and conceals it in his right hand. Once he removes the yellow, his left hand is empty for all to see. Now you know the secret to one of magic's classic tricks. The magician will use this empty office in the abandoned warehouse to duplicate an illusion made popular on TV by street magicians. He examines the glass in the office window. It's solid. No chips, breaks, cracks, or imperfections of any kind. In fact, it's the cleanest thing in this dusty joint. Next, he finds a discarded sheet of paper and calls in his lovely assistants to lend a hand. As always, he makes sure we get a good look at the girls. Next, he tells them what he wants them to do with the paper sheet. He places it in front of the window and indicates the exact spot where they should hold it. Meanwhile, the magician prepares for his big moment. He steps into the office and closes the door. While the girls work their magic outside the window, the magician will work his magic on the inside. See what I mean? Let's hope he's got more planned than this mime routine. Satisfied that the glass is solid, he instructs the girls to raise the paper. The magician climbs up behind the paper so we can see him one last time behind the solid pane of glass. Now watch. Suddenly, a finger bursts through the paper sheet. This is either a very convincing illusion, or the magician is going to have to pay for a broken window. That's his hand, all right. We can see both of the girls' hands on the paper, so they're not part of the deception. He tears the paper, and now his foot emerges through the glass. Now his whole body. But that glass was one solid piece. It still is. Absolutely incredible. This is one illusion that begs for an explanation. We just saw the masked magician penetrate a solid glass window without breaking it, just like certain famous street magicians have done to the amazement of millions of TV viewers. So how did he do it? Here are the secrets. Before he walks through the glass, the magician walks into the office. What we don't see is that hidden behind the wall are two of his assistants ready to make the magic happen. The magician shows us the glass and proves that it's solid. At least, this part of it is. The window is actually much larger than it appears from the front. The glass has a solid section on top and a cutout section in the lower half that is hidden by the wall. Attached to the bottom of the glass are two handles. Finally, the glass is fitted into a concealed guide rail that runs from the top of the window down to the floor. Once the solid part of the glass is covered by the paper, the assistants hidden behind the wall use the handles to raise the entire pane so that the cutout is above the window frame. With the paper covering the window, we don't see the glass moving or the large hole that is rising into place. Here it is from behind, without the paper covering the glass. But if the glass moves, why doesn't the open sticker on the upper left corner of the window move? Here's the secret. From the front, it looks like a sticker on the glass. From the back, we see that it's a solid sign, cleverly attached to the window frame and not the glass. It stays put as the glass moves in front of it. This simple sign adds authenticity and makes the illusion more convincing. With the cutout raised behind the paper, the magician carefully punctures a hole with his finger. At this point, a larger hole would reveal the cutout in the glass and give away the trick. To ensure the hole doesn't open too wide, the magician uses a sharp screw to pierce the paper. How's that for high tech? He saws the paper with the screw and slides his body through the opening, careful not to expose the cutout behind him. Here it is from inside the room. The paper is torn and the magician forces his way through the cutout in the window. The second he is through, the hidden assistants quickly slide the glass back into place. The paper is removed and the solid glass is revealed. Nice job, girls. You made him look good again. And now you know his secret.
Next time, the masked magician returns to reveal more of magic's biggest secrets.
Missed your favourite show on ITV4? You can now catch it on ITV4+1, Sky Channel 180 and Freesat Channel 118 an hour later.